Tom, how's the squad looking at the moment?
Yeah, very well. We've still got Tom Delibashiru, who we're being careful and cautious with throughout his rehab, so he doesn't have another setback, but he's out on the pitch with recovery periods in between those, and he's progressing. Angelo's fit and available for selection. And Kevin continues to work hard in his rehab from a longer term one. So yeah, no new concerns. Illness. Imran missed training today through illness. We expect him to be okay for the weekend. And Mileta's been around this week. We've had Mileta. He's on a mid-season break from his loan club, and we got permission from them for him to train with the group. So we've had Mileta around this week, but the plan is for him to return to Bromby and spend the second half of the season there.
Delibashiru, are we talking weeks with that one?
Weeks rather than months, yeah. So, but like I said, careful and cautious. We don't want him to have another setback because he's an important player for us, and I'm hoping he can rejoin the group in the next couple of weeks.
Injury-wise, it's looking pretty good, isn't it? I mean, your bench the other day was really strong. For this period now, where you got 5 games in 15 days, that's going to be fantastic for you, isn't it?
Yeah, and I've got to give credit to our medical and performance team for that. We've got a very full squad to choose from, and now we know they're going to be stretched over the next 25-30 days, and that's nature of the beast over this period. But to go into this period with only 1 or 2 injuries is good news for me.
Your first one to work out how to do things with 5 games in quick succession. So you'll have you been working it out, pondering it?
I think this game this weekend, where you have 6 days preparation, is you go at it as hard as you possibly can with the best team you feel like you can win the game with. Then when you get into sort of 2 days between games, I have to start looking at, right, this game might suit him a little bit better. It's better to have him fresh for this game, and you have to be a bit more strategic. But no, this weekend will be the strongest 11 we can field to win at Burnley.
You're keeping us guessing with your team selections. Is it a case of away from home a bit more conservative, and at home you can be a bit more adventurous? Yeah,
I mean, you'll have to wait and see for that one, but I thought our performance last week was very good, and like I said after the game, it gives us 2 options now for a back 3 or back 4, and I'm the type of person who can change in game or change from game to game, whether I think one will give us an edge. So not giving anything away from the weekend, but I was very, very pleased with how the back 4 worked.
You went with your 2 centre-backs. Just tell us why you chose those 2 and see how Alta sat out.
Yeah, it was a really close decision. You know, I feel like all 3 have had good seasons. Mattie's been probably our most consistent player this season, and he is able to play on that left-hand side with his qualities on the ball. And Porty, he's got good athletic ability. He's hitting his best form again after having a little dip earlier in the season. He's done well to work himself out of that, and really is showing his qualities again. And like I said, Fran's Mr. Reliable, and it was really close. The other 2 just shaded it.
You spoke about Bayo, obviously, but those 2 goals were really good strikers' goals, weren't they?
Yeah.
Strikers' goals.
Yeah, really happy with him. You know, we try and get our number 9 in between the posts and where the goals are scored from in the most dangerous areas, and he did that. Two not easy finishes, you know. The first one generating the power on the header with not so much pace on the cross, and the second one to take 2 touches in the box and be that controlled and classy with a finish. 2 real strikers' goals.
So 15 points up for grabs. How many are you looking for?
15. One at a time. We've got a massive test on Saturday, and I'm excited for this challenge. You know, we played a team last week who were unbeaten in 12. Now we go to a team who I think are unbeaten in 9, and these are the big challenges, the big days that we've been rising to. I think our form against the top teams is quite good, or the top 10 teams, and this is another huge challenge for us, and one we feel like we're arriving there in a good moment. I think we're unbeaten in 6 ourselves with 12 points from our last 6, and I'm excited for the challenge.
Do you think your team prefer playing against footballing teams, if you like?
Yeah, and it's my. I would say yes is the answer to that question, but it's my job to make sure we're prepared for all challenges in this league, because they are. It's a very contrasting league in styles. So yeah, we need to improve when we know it's going to be a bit more rough and ready. But I expect a football match this weekend.
Burnley are decent. They could be fighting it out with Leeds and Sheffield United for top 2 place. In great form, don't concede many goals, do they? They're really strong.
Yeah, it's an absolutely incredible defensive record they've got up to this stage of the season. I think only 8 goals conceded in 21 matches goes back to the Mourinho Chelsea team's kind of defensive record. So we know the test we face, but what I would say is we've got one of the most exciting attacking units in the league also. So I expect a good clash of styles and a good football match.
Cool. Nice one, Tom.
I know you said that you don't get much time to reflect and you only look at the next game, but in the days since Sunday, have you allowed yourself the chance to enjoy that, because it was a particularly good afternoon?
Yeah, I watched it back once or twice, and yeah, it was one of those that I felt like at 2-0 there was only one team to score the next goal, and unfortunately they scored against a run of play and made the last 25 minutes not as enjoyable as it could have been. But I thought first half was a good football match, and then I thought the way we started the second half was some of our best football of the season, with great confidence, attacking players, and a real solidity at the back. So yeah, thoroughly enjoyed our performance last weekend, and now we need to build on that.
You talk about that in the game the last 15, 20 minutes, but I know you've also spoken about the piece of work you did on seeing games out. And having watched it about myself, it wasn't, when you watched the reflection, like the Alamo. It wasn't like we were being peppered. I can remember one chance. Absolutely,
and the players need to know in that last 10-15 minutes that even without the ball you can be in control. So it's not a case of, right, we drop into a 5-4-1 and we're defending our own box. You can still hold a positive line, give up the ball, possession of the ball, but be absolutely compact and solid like we were against Bristol City. So really pleased with how we're seeing out our leads professionally, efficiently, and even sometimes that will mean that we don't see much of the ball, that we're not coming under threat like we were against Oxford and Blackburn.
When you look at the players in that team, so Bayo 2 goals, Pollock played well, Ortiz played well, Bar was a star. Some of these are players who were on the fringe of things last season or weren't even involved. What have you done behind the scenes to be able to transition them to being key parts of the team? Yeah,
I've got massive belief in every member of my squad, and I've said if they want to show me that they want to improve, I will do everything I possibly can to help them improve, and that's the kind of relationship we have. So I think there were 5 starters, 22 and under, which is pleasing for me, but also for the club, that we've got a bright future. And yeah, the first thing I do to these players is believe in them. And if they want to work with that potential and that belief that I have, I will give them the work back. And that relationship's working well at the minute.
Is that a two-way thing, though? Because they must believe in what you're trying to do to be able to perform like that.
Yeah, and there's a lot of detail that goes into what we do. A lot of our work is done in this very room, where it's classroom sessions, or I don't like the word classroom. It's video meetings and analysis, and yeah, there's a hell of a lot of detail that just goes into just changing to a 4-3-3. It's not as simple as that. So for the players to take that information on board so quickly and really nail the details of a new system, I was really pleased. So they're showing that they can absorb information as well.
Is this the first time you've been back to Burnley since the night you were pulled up lame in warm-up?
Good question. I think so, yeah. Yeah, unfortunately. Yeah, it's a significant club, you know. In towards the end of my career, my last start came against Burnley, and then I was named to start, and then last goal, yeah, on my birthday, and then yeah, Burnley away, warm up. It was the last time I was named in a professional squad.
Did you play against Scott?
I will have done, yeah, and we were actually in a couple of England squads together under Capello. I don't think we ever played a game together. I think we were both playing the night the game got called off against Holland for the riots. We were both meant to start that evening together. Yeah, a couple of squads, a couple of camps under Capello together, but not someone who I know too well.
He's quite principled in the way he plays, isn't he?
Yeah, his teams are very efficient in what they do. You know, he's had great success in this division with Fulham, with Bournemouth, and now with Burnley. So he certainly knows how to get a team out of the division, and it'll be a really tough test Saturday.